Hi, everyone. I just wanted to stop by to add a couple of comments about a mantra. And I have repeatedly said that meditation, a proper meditation, has to be kept simple. It has to lead to God. And it has to be a sitting quietly type of exercise, but not one with self-preoccupation and not one that has any hypnotic techniques in it. It has to be very simple. And you have to have the intent of wanting to know the truth and being willing to know the truth, even if it should show you something negative about yourself. The mantra is probably about the worst. If you want a meditation that leads to God, the real God, the God of the Bible, the God who is the Father of Jesus and who sent Jesus, then a mantra is not a productive thing. Why? First of all, the mantra outshout the still small voice. What it does is it blanks the mind. It eliminates thought. It replaces thought with some phrase or some word or some sound that you say, that you mutter, that you repeat, or that you think in your mind. Gets rid of all thought. And what's not good about that is that the first part of a proper meditation shows you how to sit quietly and makes you aware of the spiritual light. That spiritual light which becomes intuition and conscience. It's from God. It's for the soul. It's how the soul understands, how the soul realizes. And it's a quiet, and gives the soul a quiet knowing. And the beginning of the meditation, proper meditation, also shows you how to get in touch with how to connect that light from God with your emotions so that it has a good effect upon your emotion. What's happened now to you and to most people, everyone really, to some extent or another, is that we have become externalized. The outside is in charge of your emotions. You react to things, you get excited, you get nervous, you get irritated, you get tense, you get angry, you get nervous. You see what I mean? Emotions. And with events outside, people outside who upset you, and words. We react to words as if they were things, and words make you feel. So the words are in charge of your feelings. Other people are in charge of your feelings. Events are in charge of your feelings. It can get to the point where some people, if it's a gray day, they're unhappy. If the room has certain colors in it, it bothers them. You see what I mean? So we become very outwardly sensitive and outwardly directed. But you want to be back in charge of your own emotions so that you can be calm, reasonable, composed. You can bring reason to bear, and you're not just reacting like an animal. All right, so the meditation shows you how to begin that. See, God's light is God's light that is supposed to be the light for the mind and energizes the body. The ultimate energy is love energy from God that flows through you and by which you can live and move and have your being without having to draw up animal energy. See, now a lot of times you have no motivation. You need something to go wrong, and then you need to drum up emotion or excitement or anger or resentment, and then you function out of the resentment. See what I mean? It's much better if you lead your emotions. And the way to lead your emotions is to have them calm, and then you can flow with an energy. It's not even an emotion. It's like when you really enjoy doing something, some work that you love to do, or some hobby that you love to do, some activity you love to do, you just do it, and the time goes by, and you accomplish a lot, and when it's all done, wow, that's amazing, and it's like you didn't even use any energy, and you're not even tired. See? So it's different than being angry, upset, resentful, nervous, under pressure, and see, we also react to pressure, the effect of other people's wills on us. So you want to lead your emotions. So the meditation shows you how to get in touch with the light and allow the light to flow through you in simple terms. You learn how to do that. And there's really nothing for you to do other than to just be aware that the way you've always done things has been kind of backwards, and it involves a lot of upset and anguish and emotion and struggle, and to the point where you thought all that was necessary, but it's not. Life can be very simple. All right, so now, having said that, so you begin your proper meditation. And then it transitions into a thought observing exercise. So a thought rises, and you observe the thought. But you're not the thought. You're the observer of thought. See, you have found that objective frame of mind, that blessed state of mind where you're not lost in thoughts and lost in emotions. It's the soul actually stands outside of time and observes things. So a thought rises and you observe it. Now, most thoughts that arise are things that got in that shouldn't even be there. Moments in your past when you got excited or nervous or emotional, and people pressured you, and things surprised you, and things shocked you, and things angered you, and things upset you. You got the idea. And all those images and thoughts. And then you tried to study, and then you forced all this stuff into your mind. And they tried to make you study. They forced you to study. They forced you to sit in school for years upon years and memorize and study and try to put all this stuff in your brain. You see what I mean? So it's all there, and it comes up. And then other things that come up are like suggestions that people made, or little things that you resented. Somebody said something and you resented it, and it becomes a memory. Something happened, you get a little angry over it, it became a memory. Something happened and you got excited, it became a memory. So all of those things are there. And so they rise and you observe them. But you're no longer lost in them. And by learning to observe thoughts, to see what's there, so we don't want to try to blanket. We want to see what's there. You want it to be exposed to the light. It's like if you have a dirty towel, let's say you've been working out at the gym or something, and you have a real dirty towel, and you take that towel and you hang it out on the laundry line in the bright sunlight. And in a very short amount of time, the towel is fresh, isn't it? Even natural light has a good effect upon physical things. Well, spiritual light has a good effect upon everything. You want to be able to observe what's there, not to hide it, not to repress it, not to push it under the carpet, not to shout something or mumble something or repeat something or hum something. See, to try to blanket. You want to see what's there. So there it is. It rises. You see it. And it's that simple. And things that way are seen. Some of them, the light gives you a little bit of understanding or realization about something. Oh, I see where I resented my mom. See, that sort of thing. Other things are just so much trivia that has no business being there at all. It just got in. See, once you become upset and externalize, then you take everything in. It's like the dam floods, the dam breaks and all the water goes flowing, and it all flows, it's all flowing in. So now you want to stop short the process of always reacting and taking everything in. And at the same time, then you learn to sit quietly and to observe what's there. And if something comes up, then you notice it. But you don't and the other thing is you don't get lost in it. You learn how to not get lost in thought. In the past, something would come up in your mind and you would float away with it. And you would be lost in it for a minute or 5 minutes or 10 minutes or half an hour, thinking about the past or reliving something that happened in the past or thinking about something that somebody did to you or planning and scheming for something for the future. Now you see it rise, you watch it. And then it's gone. And something else rises and you notice it. So you learn the discipline of sitting in the present moment, observing, and not falling into it. Just like if somebody comes up, and then once you learn that discipline, see, that's why you want to be able to observe what's there and not hide it and repress it, which is what you've always done with anything negative. You hid it and repressed it, and if it was distracting and it took you away from dealing with something, it took you away, then you got lost in it. Just the way you get lost in food or lost in music or lost in anything else. Now you have to be able to watch things without falling into them. There's a little bit of music, well, that's nice, but you don't get lost in it. But once you learn that discipline, see, of observing what's there, there's a thought, you see it. Once you learn that discipline, then you go out in the world and here comes somebody and they have some foolish argument. They're just trying to get you involved. They're trying to get you excited and they want to get you pulled into something. And now you just watch and stand back and you don't get involved. You don't get pulled in. You don't get sucked into an argument. See? And it's just like a television show they're blaring away and it's not interesting. It's not relevant. So you don't get pulled into it. You don't waste your time on it. See? Here comes somebody and they have an unhappy expression on their face and they look at you and you notice, but you don't get upset by it. In the past, you would have gotten upset. Why did she look at me that way? Why is she angry at me? Why is she disrespecting me? See? Now and all the foolish things that people say goes in one ear and out the other. See? So that's a discipline. And to be able to go out in the world and have that detachment, so that you're calm, so that you bring reason and patience and calmness and understanding to the world, instead of having everybody dump on you and then you just rush away and hide. See? Now you learn the discipline, but you learn it quietly at home, sitting quietly in your chair. You learn the discipline of observing thoughts and feelings rise and just watch them. See, you learn that discipline. So that is why the simple meditation it includes not only sitting quietly, getting in touch with your emotions and observing thought and watching. It involves all of those. See, it's very, very nice. So that's what I wanted to say to you today.